Whatever. Good. What's good? Welcome to Cameos. I am Sam Son. With me, I have Just Ramblin. Fu Money and O'Shaughnessy are busy as always, but they're here in spirit. Um, yeah, but whatever. Welcome to Cameos. We're gonna talk about some stuff. I'm not looking forward to today because Justin's he's seen his movie twice. He's already excited. It's doing well in the box office. I don't want to hear his glazing today. It's just gonna be nothing but glaze, infinite
Actually,
glaze.
actually, I have yes. There's gonna be a lot of glaze, but also gonna be a lot of objective opinions because
Oh,
there are
and
some
no
there are things that I
spoilers.
absolutely I mean, can we though?
Yeah.
Like, what if we broke up the spoiler block? I mean, so we broke up the review block to like in the beginning we give our opinions, and then we give like a minute long spoiler warning with one of us just screaming into the mic to warn people, and then we get into the spoilers because there's a lot I want to discuss. Because, like I said, I loved almost everything about the movie, but there were just a few things that I had my gripes with. So I don't want to just come off as a absolute glazer. I want to be objective in my opinion.
Why don't we do a whole separate episode devoted solely to Superman this week?
Because I feel like I've been tormenting our audience with Superman for like the past two
No, no,
years,
no. I'm saying
and
you
I
wanted
think
to do that.
collectively we need to move past it.
No, no, you wanted to do that, right? We were going to talk about the comic that it's based off of. We might as well use that time to talk about the whole movie. We can do it that way. Or do you just want to?
True, but like we got a lot coming up. Like Fantastic Four drops next week.
Don't nobody care about Fantastic Four.
I kind of care. I got like 12% of a care within me for Fantastic
We
Four.
know what the movie's about. All right, we'll see. We'll just see what happens.
Fuck it, do it live.
It's a Bill O'Reilly reference.
It,
All
that it
right,
was.
start us off, please.
All right. Well, despite our laughter and smiles regarding Superman, got to start you guys off with some bad news. Wrestler Kevin Nickel, that dead aged 41. He was a former WWE wrestler named Knuckles Madsen. He was killed in a shooting as cops launch probe and tributes pour in. So, yeah,
That's
unfortunately,
so
he
long,
passed away.
so young. That's sad.
Yeah.
I'm not as familiar with him. I'm from the old school, but I'm sure Fu and like our other friends are probably devastated. They're big wrestling fans, so
Yeah, I
condolences.
was a fan during the Attitude Era myself.
No, yeah, same.
Uh, yeah, I fell off ever since then. But rest in peace to this gentleman,
Hmm.
and condolences to his family. Someone who is from our childhood, actor James Carter Cathcart, the voice of numerous beloved Pokemon anime series characters such as James, Meowth, Professor Oak, Gary Oak, and more, has died at the age of 71.
Yeah, it's so sad. Like I said it before, we're like at that age where like these iconic people we grew up with are like starting
Yeah,
to pass. It's so weird,
yeah,
man.
we're getting old, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry, condolences to his family as well. It's just so, it's such a weird feeling. Like I couldn't even
Yeah,
imagine some of those characters without his voice. You know?
yeah. There's so many people who have gone unnamed to us, but we know them through the characters they portrayed, and they're iconic in that way.
Yeah.
So
It's
like
like,
I did not learn this gentleman's name until he passed away, and then turns out no, he was like I guess we all were like diehard Pokemon heads when we were kids, and like he was such a fundamental part of that. It's just
yeah,
it's sad to see, but like like most of these iconic actors and creators, like their voices live on forever in their portrayals.
yeah. Man, if we ever lose Cree Summer, I don't know what I'm gonna do, man.
It was hard enough losing James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
mean, sorry,
rest in
when
peace to
we
him.
lose Cree Summer, like it's inevitable, but
Yeah, yeah. There was a news article circulating this week that said Uno was going to be featured in Las Vegas casinos, and I thought they needed to prep for like the purge because getting hit with a draw four when your mortgage is on the line is definitely a valid reason to crash out and enact violence.
that would be
But
hilarious.
Like, but turns out that was a fake story. The creators of Uno's Mattel stepped out and said, "Hey, we hate to be the bearers of bad news, but we will not be the cause of violence for Las Vegas this year. Maybe next year, but yeah, this I guess they're trying to sort it out. The
Mhm.
Uno Social Club is rolling out in bars in like Los Angeles, New York City, Chicago, Atlanta, and Austin, but not Las Vegas. So
Mhm.
that city can rest easy, knowing that there will not be riots because someone got hit with a reverse or a draw four or a draw two.
And that's how you do it, right? You put something out in the Ethernet. You know what I mean? In the
Hmm.
ether net. Get it? So that's
Yeah,
a bar. Yeah, you a hater, but you do
I was
that, and
agreeing
then
with you.
eventually, it happens for real. So
Yeah.
whoever made that rumor up, uh, got Uno's wheels turning. Like, hey, you know what? That's not a bad idea.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's gambling on Uno. I don't even know if I play.
Nah,
Like
absolutely not.
imagine you forget to say Uno at the table.
Yeah.
You
Once
lose
again,
lose 10
a
grand.
valid a valid reason to crash the fuck
So mad. You gotta know how to play the game, man.
Yeah, I mean, when like this is, I can definitely see it happening in the future. Like millennials have been talking about this for years. Like Uno will be the one thing that will really bring us into the casinos if we're not there already. But uh, Mattel has to have an ironclad legal team that says, "Hey, we are in no way liable for any riots, bombings, shootings, drive-by slappings, anything that might occur as a result of this game being played for actual money." Like, no, I've seen people go berserk with no money on the line, just bragging rights, and still violence. So, uh, I guess they've saved the day with that one. The Emmy nominations came out, and it's a lot of what you would expect. Severance got the most nominations, followed by The Studio, Squid Game, a lot of pretty much everything you would expect, like all the best shows from this year. I wanted to acknowledge the fact I thought it was very weird that
What
for
you said?
Best
Squid
Actor,
Games?
yeah,
Squid
Squid
Games on the
Game
list?
made, yeah, Squid Game is on the list.
Why?
I don't know.
All right, let's move on. I can already tell this is like a political.
Yes.
It's who you know. Squid Game season was this 3 now? I
Hmm.
guess, which was unnecessary. It's not good. It's absolutely terrible to me
So,
anyway. So
so get this. What's the name? For lead actor in a drama series, Pedro Pascal got nominated for The Last of Us. He was in 3 episodes this season.
yeah, this makes sense.
You know who didn't get nominated? Anthony Starr's Homelander and Diego Luna in Andor.
But well, Andor or Diego Luna should be nominated. But Homelander, what year? What's the year for the Emmys? Like, what's the Emmy year?
I don't know exactly, but I don't think he's ever been. Let me double check. Anthony Starr. Yeah, he's not even received an Emmy nomination for his portrayal of Homelander, which is insane to me because he's easily one of the greatest villains of all time.
Ah, yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
what also like, man, actually, when did the Day of the Jackal come out
I don't know.
in Mobland? I feel like those are new enough to be considered for an Emmy. I don't know.
Let me
I don't know
see.
how the years work for those things. It's weird. But
Yeah, I don't know how they work for Emmys because neither of those are nominated.
oh, sorry if our stream is choppy. I apologize. It shouldn't be.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah. Um. So that's just weird. I think it's like it's like being a dead horse now because we've said this before. Like a lot of these institutions are just becoming popularity contests. They kind of need to drum up like viewership, right?
Yeah.
So they start nominating things that are popular, like Squid Game season 3, 2 for that matter. It's not really a better show than like I don't know what else in that category. Do you know?
Uh, for what? Best drama series?
Yeah, like what's in that category?
Let's see. Outstanding drama series: Andor, The Diplomat, The Last of Us, Paradise, The Pit, Severance, Slow Horses, and The White Lotus.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't get. I don't get it.
Yeah. The lead
I don't get
actors
it.
in a drama series: Sterling K. Brown, Paradise; Gary Oldman, Slow Horses; Pedro
Mm-hmm.
Pascal, The Last of Us; Adam Scott,
Should
Severance; Noah Weil, The Pit.
I actually need to watch the pit, but
The Pit is fire.
yeah, I need to watch the pit.
Like,
But Pedro should
yeah.
no offense to Pedro, like come on, what could you have done in 3 episodes?
The first season, yeah, I would agree with that. But
Yeah,
the
but it's
second
not.
season,
Yeah,
bro, you were barely there,
I don't want to spoil
and
it.
you gave us more of what you did in the first season. So it wasn't like it was a revelation of a performance. Like it's just, I don't know. I think if not Homeland, if not Anthony Starr as Homelander this year, because I don't know how the years align for this particular Emmys, but definitely Diego Luna in Andor season 2. Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah, Enter season 2 is really good too. It makes like it made me want to like watch Rogue One again,
Yeah.
and then it made me
Before
want
it
to
was,
like watch Andor season 1, watch 2 again, and then watch Rogue One, like just to get it all in order. You know what I mean? Like,
so it's like, how do you have it nominated for outstanding drama series? You also have it for what else? Directing for a drama series, writing for a drama series. You even have guest actor Forrest Whitaker nominated for Andor, but not Diego Luna.
Diego probably smacked somebody that he wasn't supposed to smack.
Or he probably didn't play Hollywood politics, as we always hear about when it comes to like
Hollywood
either
butt stuff.
this. We ain't gonna get into that. It's already bad enough you got Kevin Spacey coming out trying to be a moral compass for all this.
it's, it's not funny, but it was really funny when Kevin Spacey popped out talking about, yeah, release the list. What, Kevin?
Man,
Yo,
don't
get
go
out of
back to
here.
your goddamn dungeon.
You probably on that list. I don't care. I'm in jail. All right, man.
That is a well, yeah. That is just irony personified. But yeah, that's the Emmys this year. Uh, I'm just hoping for Quinta Brunson to win again because she deserves all of the Emmys and all the awards for anything she does,
I
especially when it
don't.
comes to Abbott Elementary.
So I don't think she deserves like an acting Emmy, but I do love
No,
Abbott Elementary.
definitely for the show.
Yes, but best actress, I never think she like her performance is like that great.
Mhm.
I just think the show is that great. If that makes sense.
I would give it to what's the name? The one who plays the principal. I forget her name.
I do too, and I've watched her stand
Yeah,
up a lot. She's
yeah.
great though.
She's funny as hell.
Yeah,
Yeah, she deserves an Emmy.
yeah.
Uh, speaking of lists, today no, not today. On July 11th, the FBI announced that they were seizing and dismantling several illicit video game marketplaces. From February to May of this year, there were approximately 3.2 million illicit downloads, and these downloads caused an estimated loss of 170 million, which means they shut down pretty much a bunch of emulator and ROM and piracy sites. And I'm not going to say what I want to say because I don't know what's going to get struck down by Twitch, but they're going after the wrong people. And everybody who's listening knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I I think it's weird. Like, someone, one of our friends posted a meme, and I was like, "This is 100% true, right?"
Yeah.
Because like we asked for these games, and they said, "All right, yeah, no, we're not going to release them." All right, well, I want to play on an emulator. Like, no, you can't do that. Like, so you're going to release it then? Nah, we're not going to release it. Like, does anyone care about us?
No,
Nobody cares about us.
that's Nintendo business strategy through and through.
Was it not? It's not just Nintendo, but
It's mostly Nintendo.
it is like it's mostly Nintendo. But
Nintendo
still,
shut down a Smash Bros. Tournament where they were using games they paid for.
I still don't understand why
Uh,
Nintendo does that. This doesn't make sense.
I I don't control of the IP, control of the narrative. Maybe they're afraid that like if people are so obsessed with games in the past that they won't invest in games in the future, which is dumb logic, but I cannot fathom why. Actually, no, I do understand a little bit why, because they know that no matter what they do, their fans will buy anything. So they can act like total assholes and do things like this, and people will still line up for the next Smash Bros,
Hmm.
Donkey Kong Bonanza, so on and so forth.
I'm not playing that game.
I ain't gonna lie, Donkey Kong Bonanza looks fire, but it's not enough to get me to buy a Switch 2.
I'm not buying a Switch 2.
I've been saying for the longest, the only thing that will ever get me to buy a Switch 2 is Diddy Kong Racing Remake.
No, can't do it.
That shit was fire, bro.
It's the
I ain't
brick.
gonna lie. Like
The brick. I can't do
that,
it.
that's the only game my mother could afford to buy for me when I had Nintendo 64. Everything else had to be rented from Blockbuster. But that was the one game my mama bought for me, and it lives in my heart for that exact reason. And I would love to play an updated version of it.
I miss Blockbuster.
Yeah, man.
You rent the
Good old
game and
days.
then the game instructions. See that made us like really figure things out. You know what I mean? Because you rent a
Hmm.
game from Blockbuster, right? You get home and you open the pack to try to figure out how to play the game. There's nothing in there. So now you got to sit here. What are the buttons? What are the controls? And it's like trial and error. Like there's nothing you can do. You got to just figure it out.
Yeah, you just had to open up options, find the controller layout, and then peace be with you, brother.
Play.
Go from there.
I feel like back then, like that little Lion King game, there's no button layout in that game, was there? Like not in
What, the
the
one for
options.
Super Nintendo?
Yeah, like if you go in options and tell you controls, you can't
No,
switch them.
because the developers of that game hated children.
But
I was a victim of that game.
no, I'm saying they put in the book, right? So it's in the book so you can learn how to play. So you open the
Mhm.
book, or if you could open the book, not, but you can if you get it from Blockbuster because the book is gone. Somebody forgot to put it back in, so now you got to
Yeah.
figure it out. Or when I played Parappa the Rapper the first time, I had to rent it, and I'm sitting here, oh, how'd I find a beat? What am I supposed to do here?
You gotta
Oh,
believe.
son, I hit the. Sorry, we rapping now. This is the last thing. I hit that, like that super mode, and it's like you're
Uh-huh.
just freestyling. It's like
Yeah.
one of the level. I think when they went in the line for the bathroom, and I could always
Oh
get
yeah,
to
yeah.
super mode, right? And you get a super mode. It's like a rainbow. It's like going to the bathroom, and I'm just freestyling. I love that game. That game was
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, that was a dope game.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I still remember so many of those fucking songs. Kick, punch, it's all in your mind. Yeah, that was obvious. Uh, Subnautica devs are suing the game's publishers after being fired. They have potentially lost $250 million in bonuses after Krafton delayed the sequel. So if they made a certain amount of money by 2025, they would have been entitled for that 250 million. But it's believed that Krafton delayed it on purpose to deny them the $250 million that they were owed because absolutely Subnautica was an amazingly selling game. And I hope they get what they owe, what they supposed to deserve. Because it's just I hate when corporate shit happens like this because, like, so like, you have these people who are unbelievably passionate about what they are doing, and Subnautica was just such an like my one fear in life, one fear is open water, and I still play Subnautica. Subnautica scared me more than like Outlast or even the baby Resident
What?
Evil part in what.
Why is your fear open water? Well,
I don't like open water.
you afraid of puddles?
No, that's not open water. That
This looks open
open
to
water is
me.
like the ocean, rivers, ponds. Not afraid of pools
How's a pond open? I don't get it.
because it's in an unruly environment. It's uncontrolled. A pool is controlled.
So is a puddle. A puddle's unruly. It's
I'm not
uncontrolled.
afraid of puddles, Sam.
You sure?
I can frolic. Back to the point. Subnautica is an awesome game. Give the people what they owe. Next topic. Fallout 5 is now reportedly fully greenlit. Hopefully, it's better than Starfield.
Is it Fallout 5? Just the show on Amazon.
Oh, so I'm laughing at Lucid.
Oh, it's good. Oh, thanks for joining us, Lucid. Shout out to Jay Truth. Shout out to Joshua Awesome. Welcome.
Uh,
But
but
isn't Fallout 5 just the Amazon show? Like I remember when they did the Amazon, wow, when they did the Amazon show, they said to just consider it Fallout 5, right? Because it's like they pull from all the games, but it's like its own story just set in the world.
yeah,
So it would be cool if like the game Fallout 5 is just like it mirrors the show.
Yeah. And you can play as like Ella Parnell's character and Walton
Yeah.
Goggins' character. I can't remember the actual names. I know the actor and actress, but that would be cool. Um, I just they need to get off that engine they've been using since like 2008. Like it's just time has moved on, technology has moved on. I think they said that they were going to be moving to Unreal Engine 5 with
Hmm.
um, the new Elder Scrolls game. So hopefully they're using that for Fallout 5 too. Fallout 3 was I absolutely love that game. New Vegas was great as well. That development team went on to go make become Obsidian, and then they made The Outer Worlds, which is another game
Hmm.
that I love. I guess I'm hoping they have a return to glory because this uh, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, Starfield, that sort of kind of game has not been really flourishing as of late.
Yeah. You know what is flourishing though?
What?
Elden Ring, Night Rain. Get on it.
I expected that of you. You
Because
have that thing where you pick up one game and that is the only game you play for 2 years.
games are expensive. I'm not.
Not with Game Pass.
I don't have Game Pass.
Yes, you do. We
What's
discussed this last
remember
week.
Matthew was supposed to want it when he was like, I don't got a Dreamcast. I got a
Game Cast.
I got Gamecast. He said, what is that? I can't afford it. Sorry, all right, my
uh,
bad.
the copyright for Donkey Kong has been registered by Universal with the intentions of making a film.
All right, well, there's another $1 billion, and then a bunch of like racist memes coming out of that. Can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't
just give
wait.
me like a Master Hand cameo during a post-credit scene at the end. Give me hope for a Smash Bros. Movie. Larry David sets HBO return after Curb Your Enthusiasm with American History sketch comedy show. The Obamas' Higher Ground is to produce.
I all right. Well, we'll see. I What was the last thing the Obama's production company did? It was that show or that movie on Netflix, and it was like a doomsday event where like
With Leonardo DiCaprio?
nah, that's different. That's not even them. It's like with Mahershala Ali, and there's like the, it's like a government attacks by like shutting down your internet, and then like start flooding your signals with stuff. I forgot what it's called. It was just like some weird deer. I didn't really like it though. So
Gotcha.
I don't know, but Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm is a classic, so I'm sure it'd be good. Whatever it
Yeah,
is he's doing.
yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
Um, yeah. Norman Osborn is reportedly being planned to be introduced to the MCU.
All right. It's weird. How can you introduce Norman without Spider-Man? So that means I just got to do some deal with Sony again. I'm just kind of
Yeah,
tired of Sony holding the reins of Spider-Man. Like it's like they're holding Spider-Man hostage, and like, yeah, you gotta do this first. I, we'll see.
I just hope he has the 360 waves, just like in the comics.
All right, as long as I want to be white with the waves.
I'm saying, bro, like give him
Yeah.
a nanotech wave cap. It's a do rag that like just glitters onto his head, just like Tony Stark's armor. I think it's interesting to have a story where you have Spider-Man having gone through everything he's dealt with since Homecoming, and then now he has to step into like Brave New World with knowledge of who Norman Osborn is, just in his reality. So it's like maybe in the first film you hear about like Oscorp, like a new tech startup that's coming along, and he hears that, he recognizes it for exactly what it is because he's already dealt with a different Norman. So
Mhm.
now he has to deal with the struggle of like, okay, is this the new Norman like the old Norman? Like, am I gonna be talking to this dude? And he gonna be like, Norman's on sabbatical, honey, and then just power bomb me through 7 stories, which was the wildest part of that movie.
Mhm.
Also, like he becomes best friends with Harry because I'm pretty sure if they introduce Norman, they're going to bring the Harry in as well.
Oh,
I think it's an interesting angle.
so would they do that? Like, so now it's his college life, right? He's in college.
Yes,
No one knows who he is. So you get rid of Ned. You get rid of MJ. That's not Mary Jane Watson, but it's like I forgot what her
I don't think
actual
they're
name
going to get
is.
rid of. They're not going to get rid of Zendaya. She's too much of a box office draw.
I mean, sorry, as his love interest, like he has to move
Oh,
on.
okay,
She
got you.
doesn't.
Remember
Sorry,
like one.
that's what I mean. Like they don't know who he is anymore,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I would assume he has to struggle with that and grow on those friendships again, if he's even at the same school as them at this point, because we don't know where they end up now that they don't have Peter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he meets Harry and Norman. Maybe he tries to save Norman in the way that he couldn't in the other movie.
Yeah, I could see that. But it's interesting that like if you introduce so many characters who have in a way he's had interactions with either personally or by proxy, how does that dynamic play out? So it's like, what if he meets a Gwen Stacy, but he heard the story of what happened to Andrew? Where like, and does that mean that when he's going around with his Gwen, he's just afraid every time she goes to a high place? Like, you really trying to go to the top of that building? Like, you don't
Mm-hmm.
know what I know, but you might fall and I might be devastated and I might end up with a venom symbiote. Like it's just there's a lot of things that having that prior knowledge can affect so much of, which is why like remember I did love No Way Home, but I feel like this angle does preclude him from doing a lot of things just in his own refreshing way because he didn't have his mind wiped. Everybody else did. So now he knows about Norman. He knows about what could happen to Gwen Stacy. He just Mary Jane, any number of these things that he learned through No Way Home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like it would have been cool to see his own Doc Ock too, because Doc Ock is a mentor to Peter. And that's a really, really deep story. But now, you know, even though Doc Ock wasn't a villain in No Way Home, maybe he's a bit more weary now because Doc Ock at any moment could be corrupted by the octopus arms that he has installed into his spine. Or
But yeah, I feel like that all that stuff just leads into him working harder to make sure it doesn't happen, and then probably
yeah,
just messing something up inadvertently, right? So I don't,
okay,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you the harder you work to prevent something from happening, it like happens usually,
yeah. It's kind of
or
like throwing a
like
stone into the river. The river goes around the
yeah,
stone.
or it's like his canon event, right? Like it's inevitable.
Mhm.
It's just gonna happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but then does that risk his story being too much like Miles's, where he's focusing more on trying to change fate?
his story is already too much like Miles. It is actually
Yeah, but
Miles'
Miles,
story.
but Miles's story is the most iconic version of that trying to avoid fate thing for the Spider characters. So
His entire story is Miles' story. His best
yeah,
friend
no,
is Miles' friend.
yeah, true. But like now, does he take more from Miles? And he's just like, oh, I'm trying
Yes,
to avoid
they
stopping these people from becoming the villains. Yeah,
they're gonna
but
take
I do
everything
like the
from
idea.
Miles until they run out of ideas, and then they're all right. Let's go back to Peter Parker ideas. And then here
Oh,
comes
that's
Shocker.
annoying. Yeah. But I do like the idea of him like trying to fix things because like in the comics, there's this thing called Parker's luck, where
Mm,
kind of like Murphy's law, everything that can go wrong will because he struggles to either balance his heroism with his social life or his relationships, and I could see that him having to confront the inevitability of dealing with something like that, trying to fix people and then realizing that no, some people are just destined to become. There's a lot of variables to that because then all of a sudden, does he become a cynic? Does he suddenly believe that no matter what he does, that he can't change fate? Now he's a nihilist. I don't know. I'm veering too much.
mm,
I'm thinking too much about it. But point is, I think it's something both interesting, but also like I feel like it takes away from having a new experience because he has that prior knowledge of what people are.
yeah.
Um, we have our first culturally accurate casting in the Street Fighter live action film. I'm probably not going to pronounce this gentleman's name correctly. Vidyut
You want me to do it?
Jamwal, please try.
Uh, yeah. Vidit Jambal.
I trust you more than I trust me right now. He's been cast as Dal Zim in the Street Fighter live action film.
This, all right.
I'm just glad he's Indian, bro.
Is he?
Yeah.
Are they gonna make Dawson like extra racist looking? You know what I mean?
Nah. I think they're just gonna make him look the way he does in the game. Like, with the red markings on his skin, the
Yeah. To
glowing
be
white
honest,
eyes.
it's a little racist.
How?
It's like a caricature of a, or maybe it's modeled after Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi.
I can see that. Him trying to be a
Yeah, maybe
peacemaker and
that's
then you push him too far and he whoops your ass with elongated limbs.
yeah, but
Yoga
that's gonna
flame.
look. Shout out to Smooth Carlito. Oh, it's a great story. I'll tell you later. But that's always gonna look weird. Like that's the One Piece issue, right? Luffy
Yeah.
stretching never looks good, CG wise,
Hmm.
because the human brain's not made to see that type of thing. So it always looks
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. But I mean, Dalzim isn't too much of an Indian caricature. Like his original appearance, I remember him having like the skulls around his neck, the red markings on his head and his arms, and then like
Mm.
brown pants. And I think he had like bandages on his hands. So it's like it's not something stereotypical. I think they could pull that off.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Um, Captain Marvel, Gamora, Darkhawk, and more assemble against new intergalactic threats in Marvel Comics' Imperial War, Imperial Guardians #1. Uh, I'm very excited for this because aside from like Secret Wars and various other events and parts of the Marvel universe that I think they did very well, I think the one place they truly excelled was the cosmic aspect,
Mm-hmm.
where we had like Thanos Imperative, War of Kings, a few other names that escape me at the moment. I think when they really put their best people on cosmic, they make masterpieces, and this seems like this has a lot of potential. I just
Mm-hmm.
hope that they can take that gold that they have in the comics and apply it to the MCU and the phases we get in the future. Because they did say that Cosmic was one of the places they wanted to go next after Secret Wars.
They're just trying to sell comics when they do that.
Yeah.
You make transition to Cosmic and MCU, and that in turn sells comics. So
Oh yeah,
let's have a
absolutely.
good comic ready to go.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
cyclical. So excuse
Yeah.
me, cyclical, where it's like the comics exist to create things to adapt.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they're adapted in a way that, people appreciate, or in that adaptation, if they change something that people really resonate with, like the change from Star-Lord being more of like a space general to him being the goofy man-child who loves 70s and 80s music, then
Mm-hmm.
they'll spin that back into the comics and it just keeps that whole thing rotating on and on.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Alonso has reportedly been replaced as the second unit director on Avengers Doomsday due to dissatisfaction with his work. He previously worked on Deadpool, Oblivion, The Batman, The Flash, and Captain America Brave New World. It's also been reported that they still haven't hammered out the third act of this movie, and it comes out next December.
All right. You just I know you're loving this, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. I don't even want to
Just,
talk
just,
about it.
just,
Just move on.
just,
I don't want to
just a
say
tad.
anything because
I'm not saying it's gonna be bad. I'm just saying it's just,
you want it to be bad.
no, I just hate Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. But I don't want it to bomb. I always root for things to be good, and even if it's against my preconceived notions, because I can be pleasantly surprised. However, fuck RDJ as Doom. I hate that casting.
I mean, it's never good when you fire someone like midway through production. So
Yeah. I don't foresee this being bad. Like as many bad stories as we've talked about, I don't foresee this. Like I think they're gonna pull it together in like the 11th hour.
or they can hit that gotcha. We in the theaters. We just spent our $20. We bought our collectible mugs and popcorn buckets, and then we get some foolishness. It's like a meme.
Yeah, but this can't bomb. If Doomsday bombs, it's Doomsday for the MCU as a franchise.
and then DCU just takes over until uh, Dark Horse Comics, not Dark Horse. What is Image Comics until Image
Image
Comics
Comics.
decide does a deal with Universal. And let me stop saying stuff because at some point I feel like somebody's going to like hear this and then go and like, hey, that's not a bad idea. What's Image Comics? Like, hey guys, if we adapt this, we can compete with the MCU.
I'm pretty sure someone already has the rights somewhere out there. What if the price of getting Blade is for
Don't.
Doomsday to tank?
Oh, sorry.
Man,
I didn't know what he said. That's why I was like,
that's
you can never know with him.
that's a hard one because you're making my comic love clash with my black love, and I, it's tough for me. If you had to choose one to see, what would it be? Blade in the MCU or Avengers Doomsday?
If I had to see one tank,
Yeah.
Blade,
Why Blade?
because he's not the biggest character. He's the smallest character of all of them. So if something has to tank, it has to be Blade.
But I think this has the potential to make him a big character. Like movies are what make comic characters big, not comics.
Well,
So you launch it.
honestly, nah, we already got Wesley Snipes as Blade. I don't need another one. Honestly, it doesn't get better than that.
I think Mahershala Ali would pull it off in a different way and be
Nah,
just as good.
is he doing his own stunts?
No, probably not.
Then nah,
He's
it's
paying his
not.
taxes though. That's something Wesley Snipes could not do.
See, that's your problem right there. You disrespecting legends like that.
I never listen. Like,
Don't disrespect legends like that.
I will always love Wesley Snipes, but I think Mahershala Ali deserves a chance, especially because he got announced like what 5 years ago and still nothing.
He had his chance. He got Jurassic Park. He made $1 billion, or will make $1 billion. That movie about to make $1 billion.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Sorry,
All
and
right, we got
I
some
don't see
trailers.
I don't see any film rights to Image Comics, by the way. So nobody's realized.
Maybe we should try to secure him.
About to mortgage
But,
my house to get some. Hey, I'm about to make some comic book movies. You okay with that, honey?
bro, no, those rights would cost millions.
Hey, the way houses cost, you know.
We would have to start a criminal enterprise just to fund the purchase of the rights. That's
Hey,
not
hey,
even
nah, but
that's without the development. That's without the production of anything.
now that new Clips album just came out though, so it's the music right there. It's the music that we need to get us in the mood to sell cocaine to the community. Sorry, to sell crack cocaine in the community, and they
Just
tell
for a
you how to
disclaimer,
do it, huh? A disclaimer.
I said as a disclaimer, seeing as how we're both professionals, this is all jokes.
Is it?
We would never do such a thing. This is jokes for me. I got a mortgage to pay. I don't know about you.
Listen, I got a mortgage to pay too. If I gotta go cook something, put on so be it. You hear nothing but them flutes coming from my house. Just don't come in. I'm cooking something.
Yeah.
So be it.
We got two trailers for y'all today. One is America's Team. August 19th, coming to Netflix. You experience the story of the Dallas Cowboys from a whole new angle. I want to see this because I remember there was, what's his name? Michael Irvin appeared on the Flagrant 2 podcast with Andrew
Speaking of
Schultz.
coke,
And bro, the stories he was telling, like he wasn't even going into detail, like, but he was just giving us the broad strokes of the shit that would happen in like
we
hotel
using
rooms before.
recipes. I'm sorry, he's hilarious to me.
Bro, Michael Irvin is, bro. Even if he wasn't like a Hall of Fame wide receiver, he was destined for greatness anyway, just with his
Yeah.
personality alone. But yeah, he was telling stories about like the shit they would do like before and after games in hotel rooms, and I don't know if they're gonna touch on that in this, but they need to, because the Dallas Cowboys were some wild boys back in the day. You
Yeah.
had Michael Irvin and primetime Deion Sanders on the same team.
Yeah. So I gotta say, Netflix, when it comes to like just documentaries in general, and
Yeah,
especially sports documentaries, Netflix has some really good sports documentaries. Like all those shows that Peyton Manning executive produces,
yeah,
quarterback. Even that, you ever watch that Dallas Cowboys cheerleader show?
yes, yes.
That show's really good.
Hmm.
It is really good. Like I'm not a Cowboys fan. Like sorry to all you Commanders and and Eagles and Giants, Giants fans listening. uh, but I'm sure this like docu series looks great or documentary looks great. Sorry, I'm
So
actually like very excited for that. Yeah.
we also got a trailer for season 2 of Twisted Metal. I wasn't the biggest fan of the first season, but
Yeah.
the second one looks like it actually follows the game. So
Yeah.
I'm more on board for it.
Shout out to the homie the Greek. He loved that first season, so I watched it, and then I saw Anthony
Hmm.
Mackie get bent over, and I was all right, man. This reminded me. This is Black Mirror all over again. But so I watched it. I was like, all right, this is okay, but it's like you said, it's not like the game. Uh,
Like
so
that striking viper.
yeah, it's weird. Why you say it like that?
Because that's what
Why'd you
happened.
go with that? Yeah, sorry. If y'all haven't seen Twisted Metal season one, just go ahead and watch it. Anthony Mackie
It's
does get
goofy.
bent over and over like a counter or something.
Yeah, that was.
It's just funny.
But
But I will watch season two. Like season one wasn't bad. Like I'm not saying it's bad. It's just like it's okay. Uh,
I
but yeah,
wish
I'll
people
check it out.
felt like what's the name? Horror was a lot more lucrative because I would have liked to see a live action adaptation of Twisted Metal Black. I don't know if you ever played that or heard of it.
It sounds like
Twisted Metal Black, in my opinion, was the best version of the Twisted Metal series.
an adult site. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It does. It absolutely does. I never thought about that until you said it. Now you kind of fucked it up for me. But point is,
I'm sorry.
no, it takes Twisted Metal and it has a psychological horror aspect to it where
Right.
all of the participants are in a mental asylum. I think it was called like Black Haven Asylum or something like that.
Mm.
And that's why hence Twisted Metal Black. And Calypso approaches these patients and says, "Hey, participate in my tournament. You can get any one wish you want, and you can get your freedom." And you see like the darkest versions of what I can't say lighthearted, but just more colorful. Like we know the Twisted Metal cast is a bit more colorful up until Twisted Metal Black, and now it's just the darkest versions of them. To where it's like Mr. Grimm, the guy who has the skull on his head. Apparently, he went to war, got thrown into a hole as a POW,
Mm-hmm.
and alongside one of his brothers or friends or whatever, had to eat his friend to survive in that hole, and then wore the skull becoming Mr. Grimm. Like Dollface kills her family. And
This is a lot,
don't
man.
put me on a list. This is actually a thing. Go see for yourself. I did not make this up as some sort of psychosis.
I was about to
But
tell your FBI agent to watch out for you.
listen, go watch the cutscenes on YouTube. It is a great game with a great story, and I would love to see that version. But if they're doing the more campy traditional version of Twisted Metal, I'll tune in for this season.
Maybe later they'll do it. All right, but I feel
No,
like
it would be a hard twist.
does horror as a series work?
I mean, it does. You have like Haunting a Bly Manor and I forget the director's name who made all those amazing Netflix series. Fall of the House of Usher, so on and so forth. Like, yeah, it does. It can
That's a
work
horror.
with the, huh?
Fall the House of Usher is a horror.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
It's made by Mike Flanagan.
oh, maybe I was
All of
thinking
his
of Fall
series.
the House of Gucci, which is not a horror.
No, that was something we don't have to get into. But
Yeah,
yeah, horror can work as a series with the right people in charge and the right story.
yeah,
But
I feel like series in general are always so expensive to do.
mhm,
So maybe that's why they don't do as many horror series. But you do a horror
yeah,
movie, it's easy money. All right.
yeah. And I don't know how well Twisted Metal Black did in sales, so it might be a bit niche and not enough to merit a live action adaptation, but I would have loved to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of what I
Bet
love to
you would.
watch,
It's like an adult.
we can get to our main topic. Shut up, Sam. We finally saw Superman this weekend, and we have our opinions. Mine are right, Samsung's are wrong. And
It's an opinion. It can't be wrong.
yes, again, let me have this. I personally loved it. But before we get into all that, we do have a lot of DC news that has developed as a result of it. We got details on Ta-Nehisi Coates' Superman movie. featured, it was apparently supposed to feature Valzad, who in an alternate universe becomes president. If you guys didn't know, David Zaslav dismissed the script as too woke, expected. It focused on the character during the civil rights era, and James Gunn can still try to make the movie in the future if he so desires.
I'll be honest. I don't want to see it like MLK and Superman hanging out. Like I'm good. That is too woke for me. I'm like
I would have.
I'm CB4. I'm black y'all, and I'm black, and I don't want to see that.
Mm,
I really don't want to see that.
I would have liked to see Superman go Homelander on the Klan.
You just want to see anything Superman.
Yeah,
Superman
you're
could go
right.
Homelander on the Klan. The Klan still exists. They can go Homelander
Yeah,
on the Klan now.
but good Superman, like
No,
Superman as he is wouldn't do that.
no. I'm
Val Zod
saying
might be like Django.
no. I'm saying you can have Valzad as Superman. That's not an issue for me. The issue is
Mm,
the period. I don't want a
gotcha.
period piece. I don't want a Superman period piece that's a civil rights movement, and then like the nation's heroes is a another black guy.
Yeah. Only reason I
That's
wouldn't
like
want that is because
I'm good.
it too yeah it too it parallels Blue Marvel's story way too much.
That's probably what
Yeah.
Ta-Nehisi Coates was reading. He said,
Yeah.
and he was working with he was working on Black Panther at the time. I was like, all right, man. I got an
Yeah.
idea.
By the way, his Black Panther comic, A Nation Under Our Feet, is fantastic. I really
Yeah,
enjoyed
I've
that.
heard it's good. I didn't read it, but I heard it's good.
Yeah. But I mean, I'd be open to it. I'll get into why when we get into our review for Superman, but I
Oh,
have many other reasons. One particular reason.
okay.
This is kind of a spoiler. We'll come back to that after we give our spoiler warning. Um, James Gunn teases that the DCU is built around a character that fans have seen before, but quote, probably isn't anyone you would ever expect. He thinks that if people watch the next season of Peacemaker, they'll see where a lot of these things are going.
I don't want to say who I think it is. Do you want me to say it?
Give me a hint, and I'll tell you if it's a spoiler or not.
He takes photos.
Wait, Jimmy?
Yeah, I think it's Jimmy.
Oh, Joe. I mean, everyone knows Jimmy's in the movie. It's not a
No,
spoiler.
all right. So I think it's Jimmy because you know how. All right, no, it's a spoiler. Jimmy's character is a spoiler. I don't want to spoil. Jimmy to me is one of the best parts of the movie. So after
Agreed.
the spoiler thing, I'll bring this back up. But yeah, I think it's
Okay.
Jimmy, and I'll say why later.
I I think the more I thought about it, like Guy Gardner was one who came to mind because he appears in the first three live action DCU properties.
Mm-hmm.
He's in Superman. He's gonna be in Peacemaker, and he's gonna be in Lanterns.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if they were to build up to something like Hal becoming Parallax and that being one of the big villains for the Justice League, like in Zero Hour, was it Final Hour, Final Crisis? Essentially, there's a story in DC. It's a big event where Hal, as Parallax, tries to rewrite reality, and
Yeah,
yeah, it was essentially used to retcon a bunch of stuff and try to streamline the comics, which never works. But
they do it so much though.
um,
It's very funny.
exactly, literally every 10 years they have a reboot.
Yeah,
But I could also see it being Amanda Waller or Rick Flag. Was it Rick? What's Flag's dad's name? Is it Rick Flag Senior?
yeah,
Senior?
yeah.
I said Senior for some reason. Rick Flag Senior.
It might
I
as well
could
be
see
Senor.
him kind of being like the Amanda Waller since she hasn't really been popping up lately, and that being all centered around him because there was a moment at the end of the movie where there was a very focused shot on him, and it was something very specific that was said that alludes to the metahuman problem being a lot bigger on a governmental scale. And there are a lot of things that happen in DC Comics where the government strikes back against metahumans and
Mm-hmm.
Justice League has to rally, blah, blah, blah. That's another angle they could take.
I'll say my thoughts after the spoiler warning.
Gotcha. I'm going to save this story for, yeah, I'm going to save these three stories for after we discuss the film, spoiler warning, and then we can get into the rest of this stuff because
Ooh,
all
just
of it is kind of spoilery.
what are the headlines? Or is it like this is a headline a spoiler?
Not
What am I
necessarily.
asking?
It's
Like I know what
just
they are,
yeah, no,
but
I feel like the conversation would be a lot more streamlined if we discuss this after our opinions, and because you know we always get into theories about where things could go after the film, and this all has to deal with the future of
Okay.
the DCU.
All right. Well, then before we start, I want to say watch the new season of The Bear. Like we said, Fantastic Four comes out next week. That's it. Actually, I'm not really watching anything else. Yeah, and I'm playing
Mm,
Elden Ring. So,
um, yeah, I haven't really been watching anything myself.
all right,
I
you've
mean,
been watching something. Let's get into it then.
all right, bet. I'll let you go first because I'm gonna be speaking for an hour.
All right, so just we'll give you a spoiler warning before we like spoil the movie. All right, so this is nothing I'm going to say is a spoiler. All right, so
Same here.
uh, Superman, it was cool. I think it was the best Superman movie that I've seen. I've seen a lot of Superman movies. I think this is the best portrayal of Superman that we've seen. Like this is a true comic book Superman. Like even while he was like fighting, he was more worried about like the people in Metropolis and like even the animals than he was about like actually fighting the villain. So he would go out of his way to save people first before he like fought. He even like that might be too much. I won't say that. But that part was really good. Like this is like textbook Superman. That was amazing. His relationship with Lois, that was also amazing. Like Lois is like the brilliant reporter she's supposed to be. Just so spot on, and their like interactions were like so spot on. Like it was really good. Best Lois I've ever seen. Lex was the best Lex I've ever seen. I don't care what anyone says. There's never been a better Lex Luthor than Nicholas Holt. He was so good as Lex Luthor. I see why they paid him so much money. Just you could see the portrayal of brilliance, like the way James Gunn wrote that. Like you can tell he's a brilliant person. And I won't say why. That'll be after the spoiler. Um, Crypto was cool. Again, I'll say why after the spoiler. All this is like after the spoiler. Uh, I love all the characters. The only character I didn't like was Ma Kent because she sounded more like slow than country. There's like a fine line between like country accent and like you little touch. You know what I mean? And I think she just was over that line way too much. So she kind of was. Every time she talked, I was like, man, someone get her off the screen, give her lines to someone else. Pa Kent was great. Mr. Terrific, another like fantastic casting. Probably my favorite character, not just because he's black. He just was very good and like again spot on. Like you could tell, oh yeah, this is one of the smartest people on the planet. Guy Gardner again, fantastic. Hawk Girl was okay. She was kind of annoying though. Every time she did something, she would do like a hawk scream, and it was throwing me off because at first I was like, "What's that noise?" Because at first I was like, I just kept hearing, "Grr, grr." What is that noise? And then eventually she comes in the screen and does it. I was like, "Oh, that was her the whole time." It's just weird. So that was blowing me, but she's cool. Like, what else? Those are like my likes. Like all those characters, great. I think great casting. Jimmy's also great. Jimmy's one of my favorite characters too. Even Kat Graham, fantastic, amazing acting from her. The best acting. So that was all good. But I didn't like Ma Kent. I also didn't like the pacing of the movie. That like influenced my like rating. The most of my rating is based on the pacing because for me it's like a 7.5. Like it's cool. It's because it's like they just jumped around a lot. The transitions were kind of weird. And it would take me out of the film a lot of times. Like there'll be a scene where Clark is talking to Lois, and they'll just jump to like the Arctic. Like it's throwing me off. I just don't like how they transitioned. That's like my only thing I really didn't like. And then some of the like CGs, like the way it looked, I was like, it wasn't like it was bad. It's just like I don't like the look of this. I think that was it. That's my spiel without spoilers.
Try my best, but I agree with a lot of pretty much everything you said about like with praising the cast, and I do have a few gripes here and there with like the pacing. I don't think Ma Kent was a little too slow. I have reasons for that I'll explain in the next segment.
Now you
Um,
know Paul can't love him some Clark.
she only sounded like that when she was using the phone.
It was a whole movie for me.
Nah, it wasn't because there was that one part where she locked in, and all of a sudden the speech sped up a lot.
They should
But
have shot that one scene then.
so I loved pretty much all of it. I love the characters. I love the castings. I love the music. The score was incredible. I thought it was it was a brilliant way to update the original Superman theme and use it in a way that felt uplifting and hopeful and powerful in the way it was displayed in this film. I loved that this felt like a comic book, and I did have issues with the pacing, but not as much with it because it felt like the pacing of a comic book. Where, let's be honest, like a comic book can be very chaotic. If it doesn't move at the same pace of, let's say, a novel, because like essentially it's just like when every page turns, something different can happen.
Yeah.
And this film had a lot of heavy lifting to do because it had to not just establish Superman and his cast, but it had to establish the entire DC, well, not the entire DCU, but what the DCEU is like going forward. And that's another thing I really loved about it, where this felt like a lived-in universe where superheroes don't just exist, but have been around for hundreds of years. There are things that happen like, you know, uh, without getting too much into spoilers, where like things that should panic most people do not panic a lot of these civilians because this is just, oh, this is a regular Tuesday. Why
That
wouldn't this
yeah.
happen?
That was really good. Like dude was eating his ice cream. Like he literally was looking out
Yeah.
the window. He's like, what's going on? Oh, it's just Superman. Chilling.
Yeah, and it's,
And then glass starts to break. He's like, "Oh, my bad. Let me get out the way." that was
like
really good.
yeah, like we always talk about how like how could regular civilians live in places like New York City in Marvel or like Gotham City in DC or Metropolis, but it's just like this kind of demonstrated it where I guess you just adapt to these sort of things. Like some people have the same way Floridians have to deal with natural disasters, well, Metropolis has to deal with alien invasions. So it's just part of the norm, and I'd like that they like embody that and they demonstrated it in so many different ways, a lot of which I can't get into because again, spoilers.
You didn't think of it as more so they just trust Superman. That's what I thought of it as.
I like
Like
that. I didn't think
this,
about that, but
the
yeah, I
citizens
like that as well.
they trust Superman so much they're not worried about nothing. They're like, oh,
He
is it
got it.
kaiju? Yeah, yeah, Superman got it. Like we're fine. And I looked at that as like he saves everybody. Like
Yeah,
that whole scene, like he saved every single thing that was around it. He even stopped buildings from being destroyed. Like he went out of his
yeah,
way to do that. So in my mind, I was like, oh, these people trust him that much. They're not worried
yeah,
about anything. That's why they're like good.
yeah. But if that's the case, what are Gothamites' excuses? Because Batman ain't. He can't stop anything bad from happening because people break out of Arkham every weekend
Yeah, but
if they even stay that long.
Batman like rules through fear, right? Like people are just afraid Batman's going to show up because
Yeah,
that's
but
how he's gotten to the point. He's gotten to that point.
Batman don't do a good job. I would not feel safe living in Gotham.
Well, he don't
Like
got
there are
superpowers.
jailbreaks all the time, huh?
He a guy in a suit.
Yeah, I know, but my point is, it's like, why are Gothamites living in Gotham? Because they have no reason to believe that everything's going to be fine when, they can walk outside one day and get hit with I don't know, a wind up bomb penguin or get hit with fear toxin going into the subway station. Anyways, back to Superman. Um, I love that it was vibrant. I love the way I felt coming out of it. That's one thing that I felt we missed with portrayals of Superman in the past, where like not all of them were bad. I don't even think Henry Cavill was bad. I think he was just given a bad script. But I never really watched a Superman film, with the exception of like the Christopher Reeve versions, Superman 1 and 2, where I walked out of it feeling like, damn, like I felt a little more hopeful. I felt like the sky was a little more blue. Like that's what Superman is. He is this symbol of hope and this symbol of happiness. And another thing I liked about it was the way they embodied his humanity. The way David Corenswet's performance made him feel like a regular person. And one of the biggest criticisms is that Superman, because of his powers, feels too much like a demigod or like an actual god, and it's hard to relate to him. But if there's any character in the Justice League that you can relate to, it's definitely Superman because he's the only one who's had like a normal life. Batman's life was changed by tragedy when he was very young, and he became a ninja at like 15.
It's also a billionaire.
Um, Also, a billionaire. Like, who the fuck is connected with those people?
Green Arrow is also a
Speaking of lists,
billionaire. He said
Wonder
he on
Woman is
the
a goddess.
Epstein list.
That's what Batman needs to go after, the Epstein list.
Wait, hold
Wonder
on.
Woman was a goddess.
Sorry,
Huh?
I'm sorry to keep cutting you off, but would Bruce Wayne be on the list? I feel like he'd be on the list just to make sure he showed up. You know what I mean?
Wait,
It's like part of the cover.
are you saying he's going to look like a pedophile just to keep his cover?
Yes, Bruce will do whatever it takes to make sure you don't know he's Batman. That's why he'd just be anywhere. So he'll be on the list just to have to explain why he was there, so you don't suspect that he's Batman.
That is simultaneously the best and worst take I've ever heard about Bruce
You
Wayne.
gotta think
But
about it. He gonna make sure he not gonna do nothing, but he gonna make sure that you see his name there.
he gonna make sure he took a flight.
Yeah.
He was sitting on there with
Nah, Smooth
Stephen
Carlito.
Hawking and Chris Rock, Chris Bryant.
Exactly.
No, Chris Tucker. My bad.
Exactly.
Allegedly. Don't get us sued.
Smooth Carlito, you gotta understand. Bruce Wayne thinks different.
Nah,
It's
Batman
a
would
chess
never
move.
do anything. Batman would never do anything to harm children because he's too traumatized by what happened to
No,
him
no,
when
no,
he
no,
was a
no.
child.
He not harming the children, but he needs to maintain the persona. All right, he's just on the list. You know, like when Michael Jackson was on the list, he was there, but that's because he got paid to perform. And it's the same thing. Bruce Wayne is there because he needs to be on the list, just so you don't think he's Batman.
I don't think he'd go that far. I think he would just fuck around with a Kardashian to really push that narrative.
That too.
I
He
don't
do
think he'd
be
happen on
smashing.
Lolita Express.
He be smashing whatever.
Who, Catwoman? Puff
Nah.
Party is crazy.
He would
Like,
definitely he'd be at the party. He used the party as a cover, then put on the cowl, and then jump out the window.
he put on that black sock like Daredevil and just started
Yeah.
whooping everybody's ass.
All right, sorry.
I
Go
would.
ahead.
I can see him doing that as like Matches Malone, his alternate persona, where he pretends to be a criminal and then gets intel and then goes and beats the shit out of people. But I lost my train of thought about Superman. Damn.
I'm sorry.
I was saying something. Like Hope, Corin's wet. What was I saying?
It's the first time you walked on the movie feeling hope.
Hopeful. I like the way he was portrayed. Yeah. Shit, I really did. Anyways,
I'm sorry.
like Lex Luthor, like Mr. Terrific, liked pretty much everything about it. I have one major gripe. If it weren't for that one gripe, I would have given it a 10. But there was one thing that like just I can understand cringe humor, and if it's Superman, so of course some things are gonna come off as corny. But there was one thing that happened. If you're willing to segue into the spoiler talk with me, I will be happy to elaborate on that. But it was
Okay.
just the moment I saw it, I just hated it.
All right. So what's your rating? Sorry. Before
Nine,
we.
9 out of 10.
All right. So Just Rambling gave it 9 out of 10. For me, it was like a 7.5 out of 10. Decent movie. Great. Best Superman movie. I think we all agreed on that. So now we're going to move into spoilers. So I'm gonna give a minute. We need like some
Timer.
like wait music. You know what I mean? We just gotta fill the waiting space.
Play the Sonic Drowning song.
Nah, because then we get a copyright stricken. Matter of fact, Panamanian Thunder will be the one to come strike us. He's gonna see us use the Sonic Drowning theme and say, "Oh no, they don't." Email
He would
6.
snitch on us.
You know, how dare you?
He would snitch on us. The Sega is crazy.
He would definitely snitch on us to Sega. You underestimate how much that man loves Sonic.
I've seen the apparel. I do not underestimate it at all.
I think the second he gets some money, he gonna get a true Sonic like chain, like a big joint, like a Cuban link that's looked like a Green Hill. It's gonna be emeralds, right? Look at that! Here it come! Here it come! He got an alert on. It's gonna be
Bruh.
a huge chain with emeralds around his neck that goes into a bigger uh, ring, and then when it spins, Sonic looks like it's running. It's gonna be like a spinner. Sorry, Panamanian Thunder.
I,
We're filling the time by talking about you and your love for Sonic and how you gonna get a Sonic chain whenever you get some like billions. This is gonna be your first
can't even
purchase.
fault this man because if I wanted to make a crazy purchase, I would definitely get a full blown Doctor Doom armor and show up to Renaissance fairs.
You gonna get the type that you step into and you step out of, and it's like coded to your. It has like facial recognition.
Oh, I would love that.
All
You
right,
got me dreaming. Anyways,
all right. That's
ready?
enough time.
Ready?
All right, yeah, that was a spoiler. Cut it off now if you don't want spoilers for Spider Man. Or not sorry,
If
not
you
Spider Man, Superman, Superman. My bad. I don't know why I said Spider Man.
if you
Spider Man's not
have
even on my
not
screen.
seen if you have not seen Superman and do not want the movie spoiler for you in its totality, it'd be best that you leave now. We will love you. We will miss you. Come back next week.
We understand.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Now, I hate it.